Hey guys, it's a rainy evening here in Austin, Texas, so I thought no time like the present to tell you about the cozy 6 indie bookstores I went to in 6 days in Arkansas. I know, seems random, we went on a family trip there, and hauled some books. Because Jack Edwards controls my mind and my wallet, I picked up Piranesi after seeing literally one TikTok from him saying he loved it, so I hope it's good. Didn't do a lot of research on it, other than I know it falls into this like second wave of Percy Jackson fandom we're all having. I know as like a huge fan of Song of Achilles that's been something that really hits home for me, and I'm really excited to read this. I've heard really good things about Susanna Clark, and since I bought it, I've looked it up and seen a lot of great things. I got this book from 2 friends in Bentonville, Arkansas. It was a great little shop, complete with a bar, a really sweet owner, and this beautiful yellow room. I mean, I just couldn't get enough of it. At Underbrush Bookstore in Rogers, Arkansas, where they mainly focus on horror, I found this, A Tip for the Hangman, notably not a horror, and a queer Christopher Marlowe Shakespearean retelling. So that's the vibe I'm going for right now. Underbrush was an awesome little store. It's a collection of books in the back of a mercantile owned by this husband and wife team. They had amazing recs. Dominic recommended a great couple horror books, which is a specialty they'll definitely be checking out. Confession time. I have already read the next 2 books in my haul. The next one I got was The Appeal, and this is crack. There's crack in this book. It's so freaking good. If you're a little bit nosy and like to like read through other people's things and like learn everything about them, this is perfect. It's like messages, emails, and you're going through with 2 lawyers who are investigating a murder case where the wrong person was convicted. It's so awesome. It's fantastic. It's petty. It's not going to be like high tier literary writing, but the character building is what I really took away from this. The characters are immaculate. I haven't seen anything like this in a while, and I can't wait to read the rest of her books. I didn't know what to expect when I went to Wordsworth Books and Little Rock, but it was way better than everything I could have expected. They had a really, really wide variety of books with a great staff that were really helpful and attentive. I really enjoyed it. Definitely check it out. Did it, you guys. I purchased and read Legends and Lattes because I am just like every other lesbian who loves to read. I'm probably just like everybody who loves to read. This is just, it's so awesome. It's like a Starbucks coffee. Like, it's not gonna blow your mind in any way. It's not like it's like completely different from everything else, but it's reliable and warm and cozy, and you're gonna have a great time with it. I loved it. It was really, really good. So I would absolutely check this out if you haven't already, which I think I'm probably like the last person on earth who hasn't read it. But it was amazing, and I really liked it. Brick Lane was a pretty small store, but it had a lot of different options. I definitely found something great to read, and the owner was so kind. They actually were one of the teams that started the Northwest Arkansas Book Fair. Really loved seeing them. Now, the last 2 bookstores are in Fayetteville. The first was Pearl's Books. This store was so incredible. I'd never been here before. It was long, it reminded me a lot of the bookstores I saw in London. Had this beautiful floor-to-ceiling shelf. And I mean, they just had such a kind team that were so helpful. And I had a huge bell moment on this sliding ladder. The next store I went to is on Dixon Street. Dixon Street Books is a classic. You have to go to this one if you're going to go to any of them. Definitely save the best for last in this case. It's massive. I've been here before, but didn't quite realize how large it was on previous trips. The books go on and on forever, and there are tons of little notes and signs and newspaper clippings about reading. I loved it. And finally, best for last is the view of the giant fiction hall. I mean, it was just so amazing. Today is National Indie Bookstore Day, and so if you have an indie bookstore near you, go check them out. Even in places like Arkansas and little small towns, they're amazing people who are selling incredible books and want to talk to you about them and give you recommendations and advice and hear about what you're reading, tell you about what they're reading. And yeah, I had a great time in all these stores. And so even if you don't live near an independent bookstore, there are a lot of great websites online where you can buy books through indie bookstores. So absolutely check those out. And yeah, pick up one of these books. I already love 2 of them. As you know, already kind of obsessed. So I have a feeling the rest of these are gonna be bangers too. I hope you all have a wonderful independent bookstore day and weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Happy reading.